everybody. Welcome to a summer 2014 S.W.A.T review. My name is Kate, otherwise known as Narataki.
And I'm Alan, otherwise known as Hisui.
We are from ReverseThieves.com. You can go there to get other S.W.A.T reviews, as well as our monthly Speakeasy podcast, and 3+ blog posts every week.
This time we are looking at Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun from Studio Dogakobo, and it is streaming on Crunchyroll.
And it's about this girl, Sakura, who kind of inadvertently gets involved with her classmate Nozaki, who is a shoujo mangaka, and she ends up sort of becoming his assistant after she tries to confess to him, and he gets confused about it.
And he's really kind of a deadpan guy who you can tell takes everything at face value. And so when she isn't very forthright about her confession, he pretty much just interprets it how he wants to, as opposed to how she wants him to.
And so the series has a lot of really funny moments. Sakura has really, extreme reactions to things that are going on. And like Al said, Nozaki is sort of, straight, very deadpan dry at all times, and it's almost hard to tell when he's being serious or funny, because he's totally there's a scene where they're trying to figure out how to do this bicycle moment in the shoujo comic, because apparently now riding behind someone on a bicycle is against the law. And of course, if you read any shoujo manga, that totally happens all the time. So he's like, well, we can't do anything now that it's against the law. So they're coming up with ideas on how to do it, and they end up with this really hilarious and weird double bite scenario. And it's like, wait, is he messing around, or is he totally for serious? And I think Sakura also has trouble reading him. But it really made it very vibrant and funny.
Yeah, a lot of the comedy comes from, is a little bit of meta humor, because they're constantly working on his manga. There'll be a lot of how are we gonna do this totally romantic scene, and some of it is kind of their relationship thing, but on other parts of it are just kind of making fun of shoujo manga cliches and just manga convention in general. And
I like that he sometimes tries to come up with real life scenarios. He's like, well, let's test this so that I can see, how... I think they've done that a few times in other series about mangaka, and they always end up kind of hilarious as well.
They like to do that a lot in School Rumble, because the main character, Kenji, is secretly a manga artist, so they'll do that a bunch.
And Yasuko to Kenji, where the brother is a Yankee, but he's also a shoujo manga. They do it all the time in there too. And so that leads to some really funny real world moments. But I think that all kind of hinges on Sakura being so in love with him, but also so unable to express herself. So it was really cute and very funny. I think people could get a little frustrated because Sakura twice tries to confess within the first episode, and she can't get herself to do it. I mean, it always ends in a very humorous way, but I could see, that might...
You can't basically stand those static holding pattern romance comedies. Yeah, a lot of people have kind of gotten tired of those, especially... They're always great when you're new, and I feel like this one injects, at least from the first episode, a lot of life into that. But I know there's certain people that think, that's poison.
But I feel like I personally haven't watched one in a while, so I'm feeling open to it. Because, lately we've actually had quite a few where either both characters kind of confess and are going out, or one of the characters gets up the nerve and is like, hey, I like you, and then the other character kind of has to catch up, okay, wait, oh, they like me, I don't know if I like them, and there's a catch up part, so there is movement. But in here, we don't know how Nozaki feels, because he's so unreadable, and Sakura can't get it out. So yeah, they can't really, it's not one of those ones where they don't know they like each other yet, which is a completely different scenario. So yeah, I could see where that might be troublesome for some people, but it was so fun to watch. It had so much energy, and also the opening was like such a great opening with a lot of like manga-esque visuals and stuff. I thought it was really nice and kind of a surprise for me of the season. I wasn't really expecting very much from this show.
They've already introduced one new character at the very end, and the preview shows another person.
And there were a lot of people in the opening. I think some of them are manga characters from the manga that he writes, but then other characters seem like they're gonna, kind of have this. The cast is gonna grow a lot.
I'm pretty sure one of the characters looked like the editor. He just looked like an editor type, and he was doing one or two things that made me think he was an editor in the opening. But it makes sense that eventually he'd be like, introduce me to your new assistant.
I highly recommend checking out the first episode. I'm definitely going to watch more. Really, really enjoyed it.
So it's a fun little series. We did note that it is a shonen series. It's one of those series where you might not know because it seems to have a very shoujo feel, but it is a shonen series. I think
it's very equal.
Yeah.
Like, there's a good number of girls in the series, good number of guys, so it's one of those romance series that I think will appeal to anybody, it's not really like,
it doesn't feel like super guy-oriented, like, ladies, you can wait over here. This comedy is for us.
But the girls are really cute. I mean, and it's not. I don't think it would be unappealing. So, and the guys are all like, you'll see in the opening. You want to watch? I'm so ready.
I wanted to put all the cards on the table so everybody kind of knew what they were getting into. But yeah, it seems fun. Definitely worth giving a few more episodes. Hopefully the humor can stay strong because it was very good in this episode. All right, see you guys next time.